Let's dive right in. We're about to break down a simple but honestly profound principle for hitting pretty much any goal you set for yourself. It comes from the work of Darren Hardy. And here's the thing, this concept is already shaping your life right now, whether you realize it or not. I mean, we've all seen this, right? The world is just swimming in these sensational, over-the-top promises for instant success. We're bombarded with them every single day. And all these crazy marketing messages, they promise you the world. And what they've really done is completely warped our idea of what it actually takes to succeed. They're selling us on these quick fixes, these magic bullets. It's created what Darren Hardy calls a microwave mentality. You know, this deep down expectation that we should get instant results in every single part of our lives. But come on, we both know that's just not how real, lasting success actually works. So what if we just cut through all that hype? Let's get back to basics and talk about the real, undeniable truth behind what it takes to achieve massive, long-term success. Well, that undeniable truth is an incredibly powerful force, and it's always working in the background of our lives. It's called the compound effect. And here's the absolute key. It's not about making some giant, heroic leap. It's all about the small, seemingly insignificant steps you take every single day. The power isn't in the size of the choice, it's in the consistency of making it. Okay, to really see this thing in action, let's try a little thought experiment. I give you a choice. You can have $3 million in cash right now, or you can take a single magic penny that doubles in value every day for 31 days. Which one are you going to pick? Now, at first, that $3 million looks like a no-brainer. After 10 whole days, that penny is only worth about $5. Meanwhile, your friend who took the cash is probably on a private jet. You'd be kicking yourself, for sure. And get this, even 2/3 of the way through the month, you're still only at about $5,000. This is the exact moment most people would quit. It's a real psychological trap. Our brains are just wired to want the reward now, not later. It takes some serious patience to stick with the penny. But then, the magic happens. On that very last day, the penny doesn't just catch up. It blows right past the $3 million, landing at over $10 million. Now that is the power of small, consistent efforts compounding over time. So, the penny example is great for showing us what can happen. But how do you actually harness this incredible power in your own life? Well, it all comes down to the thousands of tiny choices you make day in and day out. I absolutely love this quote because it is so true. Every single decision, no matter how small it seems, shifts the path you're on. First, you make your choices, and then, eventually, your choices turn around and make you. So here's the real trap. Our biggest problem isn't that we're making these huge, catastrophic mistakes on purpose. Nope. It's that most of the time we're just sleepwalking through our days. It's these small, mindless choices that quietly derail our progress without us even noticing. Let's look at a really simple story that shows exactly how this works. It's about 3 friends, and it perfectly illustrates the compound effect in action. Okay, so you have 3 friends, Larry, Scott, and Brad. They're all starting from the exact same place in life. Larry just keeps doing what he's always done. Scott decides to make a few small, positive changes, reading just 10 pages a day, cutting a mere 125 calories. And Brad, he makes a few seemingly harmless bad choices, a little extra junk food, a bit more TV. None of it seems like a big deal, right? And for a long, long time, nothing seems to happen. After 5 months, even 18 months, you can barely see any difference between them. This is that same tricky part from the penny example. Our brains want immediate results, and when we don't get them, we tend to give up. But then, slowly at first, and then all at once, their paths begin to diverge dramatically. Just look at this. After 31 months, that tiny 125-calorie difference each day ends up creating a staggering 67-pound difference between Scott and Brad. I mean, wow, that's a radical transformation built on choices that were almost invisible from one day to the next. And the impact didn't just stop with their health. Scott's new knowledge from reading, it helped him get a promotion. Brad's low energy and unhappiness, it spilled over into his job and his relationships. This is what we call the ripple effect. Small habits in one area of your life compound and send waves into every other area. Okay, so seeing the difference between Scott and Brad makes this all crystal clear. So, how do you make sure you're on Scott's path and not Brad's? The very first and most powerful step you can take is incredibly simple: tracking. And this is why it's so important. You have to become conscious of your unconscious habits. Tracking is like turning on the lights in a dark room. It forces you to pay attention to all those little choices you've been sleepwalking through. And once you have awareness, you can finally take back control. And getting started is ridiculously simple. First, just pick one area you want to improve. Maybe it's your spending, your diet, whatever. Then, for just 1 week, commit to writing down every single action you take in that area. Every penny spent, every snack eaten. You'll be amazed at how the simple act of recording your choices starts to change them almost instantly. Becoming aware of your choices through tracking, well, that's the first domino. The power to completely transform your life is already in your hands. It's not in some huge, grand gesture you're going to make tomorrow. It's in the tiny choice you make today. This right here is the formula. It's basically the operating system for success. Small, smart choices applied with consistency over a meaningful amount of time will always, always lead to a radical difference in your results. And remember, this force is always at play. It's like gravity. It's either pushing you toward your goals or it's pulling you away from them by default. So the final question is, what's the one small, simple choice you're going to make today to start your own positive ripple effect?